All right, here we are. People running from the world and through the sea. Twitterverse, YouTube, Facebook. We're so glad you stopped by to hang out with us here. Show number 225. We're glad that you can come by and hang out with us for a while. Podcast listeners, we thank y'all for always being a part of the show. You can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and of course Apple Podcast. You can find us on all those locations.
A lot of places there,
man. Just hit Google. Just hit Locker Room Sports Talk, and it'll come right up there.
That's good.
So, Dean, we've got a little bit to talk about. This is kind of what they call the black season, or the black month, or the black weeks, or the blackout, or however you want to frame it.
I would agree.
It's kind of the time where coaches are kind of getting in to know their players probably a little bit better, and they go on vacations. And
it's not you got no football. You've got college basketball winding down.
Yeah.
You got the NBA in that spot where they're in between game 50 and 82, so it's meaningless. Baseball hadn't started. Well, spring training.
Yeah.
And, you got race car coming back. But I'm telling you now, NASCAR has just – I don't see the interest in it that I used to.
It's been changed off for –
and golf is just getting started.
I seen where – is it next week?
Oh, is there a major?
They start the PGA Tour March the 15th.
Yeah, something.
That's going to all cross up with this. When they going to do the tournament?
They pushed it back a week, and I found this out the other day for the first time ever. Well, this is the latest the tournament is ever starting.
It ain't going to start till
it starts the Thursday games, which a lot of people don't count those play-in games. I'll just go on and tell you that right now. It starts officially with everybody set and the game starting on March 21st. They say that's the latest start ever. The championship game, Matt, is on April the 8th. It's never been past. It's always been on the first Monday. And this year it's on the second Monday. I don't know why we're pushing it back.
Yeah, there's going to be there's going to be changes too. We can kick that around tonight because there's just not a lot going on, but we always want to come on and be consistent. I think that's how you grow a channel. And what we've done, we're working towards 5 years of doing this. And through COVID, there was no sports on. I'm not being funny. And, we're just better than any, whatever. But during COVID, there was nothing. We were literally about the only thing going on.
Yeah.
There was nothing because there's no sports. So, Stephen A. and Bayless and Skip and them,
Yeah,
there wasn't nothing going on.
No, there was nothing.
So we decided to do
I think you had the NBA come on that summer and do a playoff, didn't it?
Top 10 running backs of all time. We did best receivers. We was just hunting stuff to do to try to keep building an audience.
Yeah, it was fun.
It wasn't. You guys
it was
Formula One started. It started Saturday, so there's Formula One racing stuff. It's just the black. Kirby Smart said this is the time he's fixing to go to Paris with his family. They're going to spend about 10 days.
Yeah.
Because it's probably the last time he'll see his wife till, Christmas for a week. But, even then they're doing recruiting. You're Georgia. You're trying to get out there and get on.
They'll start spring training, in 2 weeks?
No, he won't see next week. They're already doing it. They're already in training now.
So, after spring, I'm sure they give them a little time off. They may have a window there to get out for a couple of weeks. I'm talking about coaches.
I don't think so. Not your top 20 programs.
You think they get 3 weeks off a year?
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Maybe
4.
And with this portal stuff, you're recruiting your players every year. Around Christmas.
But he does feel comfortable. He can take 10 days.
Right now, yes. Yeah. He'll take now. But when he gets around Christmas, you think you got some time off. Well, you got guys that may want to leave. So you got to go re-recruit them.
Yeah.
A
lot of can't miss no days of work.
No. So thank you guys for hanging out with us all during that time and help build our base that we've grown now. We're very appreciative of that. A lot of people have grown the show. It's grown crazy. We had another 100 members last month.
Really?
Yeah. It's like 97 or something. Crazy.
What are we up to now on that?
We're about at 4,000. It's like 3,800 on Facebook, just on Facebook. and we're about 1,000 on Instagram. And YouTube is hard; it don't count. And if anybody's ever tried to build a YouTube channel, knows
bad.
well, this kind
Tough,
of what we do, sports media. You don't just. It's not. We're not gamers. If I started to put a video game on here right now, wow, we'd have 100 people watching.
Really?
Oh yeah.
About how to cheat codes.
No, just play a game. Just people watch us play football.
Well, I know some gamers on there had multi-million views.
Oh yeah.
This guy that teaches people what to do.
Yeah. But we're not that. We're here to bring you just sports news, unrehearsed, unapologetic, crazy picks sometimes, and sometimes we get laughed at, and sometimes people find out that we're right.
Yeah.
So
I like it when we're found to be right.
Come hang out with us. We appreciate it. Sit back and take a ride with us for the rest of the show, number 225. First of all, local stuff, baseball. I went and checked out Cedar Bluff boys. It was pretty yesterday. They were in town. And I said, well, it's nice weather. I'll just get out and go see some ball. And they played this team from around Birmingham, Altamont. They're kind of a new team. And they're going to play at Raglan, or I don't know how that kind of something happened, but they wound up playing at Cedar Bluff, went over, watched the guys play. They won both games. That team was they're not bad. They had a kid that could pitch, man. Well, he was throwing in the 80s. And if you're throwing high school in the 80s, that's
pretty good.
It is. It's pretty good, especially for a small school, 1A schools. So congrats to them on those wins and some softball games. Center girls, talked to some of them at Cooper Martin. Congratulations to him signing with Huntington. We know some guys that played at Huntington. That's big for him, and known his mom and dad for a long. I've watched Cooper play since he was a little guy. He played with Coach Wheeler, him and Hayden and Jacob and Zach. I mean, that whole group
played together for Wheeler.
Yeah, so it's good. It's fulfilling to see them play. So I talked to some of the softball girls there, and I've been to see them practice a time or two. And they were supposed to play at home. I want to go see them tomorrow because they're legit. They're going to have a really good softball team. Yes, they got a lot of seniors this year. And Coach Revitt, which is, Caitlin Griffin, but married name, and Miss Millsap's daughter, which is Coach Corsy's wife.
Brad.
Helps Brad. So
Brad's a smart coach.
Yeah. And he said, hey, it's, he said, I'm just the eye candy out here on the field.
I'm sure he does more. Brad's very humble. I'm sure he does more than he leads on, but he did.
He is very humble.
The first thing he did when he got there.
Hire some good coaches.
Yeah.
That's what you do. So their game's not going to be at home tomorrow. So if you are watching, Cherokee County game will be at Oaks Bluff. I think it's at Oaks Bluff. They're not going. I thought it was going to be here, and it's not. So
I just saw. I haven't saw a lot. I saw where Centers won. I don't know if Gilson's even lost a ball game.
Yeah.
I don't. Last time I checked, they had not.
Say coaching is Clay, Joseph, and some other guys.
Shane Dodd.
Is he helping the softball?
Yeah. Okay. No. Shane's helping with baseball. I'm sorry.
Yes. Let's see.
Clay Joseph and
who was?
Is it? What's their head coach's name?
Bob Smith.
Bob. Yeah.
Lacey Abernathy. Yeah, we know Bob.
Yeah.
So that's some rundown, I guess, around here. I want to go see them play tomorrow, but it's going to be in Oaks Bluff. And beautiful day today.
Yeah.
And speaking of beautiful days, what a beautiful win. Spring Garden girls, again, 8-time state champs for Coach Ricky Rat Austin.
8? Is that 8 now?
8.
I'm losing count.
Over 750 wins for basketball. 1,300, you said?
I think that was volleyball.
All wins, boys, girls.
1,300. That may just be boys. No, it couldn't be boys because he didn't coach them long enough to win 600 games. But I guess that's volleyball.
Yeah.
As a head coach, he's won over 1,300 ball games.
What about that? What?
With 2 different sports, 3 different
and
teams.
1 state championship, them too. I mean, the girls won the volleyball.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you top that?
He's won 1 or 2. He's won 2, hasn't he?
Yeah. How do you top that? I mean, what do you?
I don't know.
I mean, he don't have nothing to prove.
No, I wouldn't think so.
And next year they're going to lose some of the girls, and a lot of that class that we've known from Maggie and Libby and those girls. Man, it's just congratulations to them.
Now I think, and
how they're winning. I mean, it's not just. I mean, it was.
This is actually a good question, and
40 to nothing. I mean, it was
41-0.
Half.
And
how? I mean,
the bunch
surely
just missed all their shots and had 23 turnovers. 23. They were number 4 in the state, guys.
And we just talked about how Spring Garden last week, how they only turned the ball over in their other game against
5 times.
Yeah, like that's.
But that bunch only turned it over 9.
I mean, I could turn the ball over 5 times.
13. Well, yeah, that's what somebody said. He goes, you can turn it over 5 times and not even mean to.
Yeah, no.
I mean, just pure. But here's my question. That's crazy. Austin probably finished high school in 86.
Ricky.
So he was a head coach in 96. And I really honestly don't know this. What did he do before he was the head coach? Was he an assistant there? Was he somewhere else? I don't know.
We'll have to ask him. When to get him on here.
Yeah.
When we have Coach Rad on, and because I like him being on. He's fun to talk to, knowledgeable, he knows like stuff about everything. I mean, that question you had that day about basketball.
Oh yeah.
He answered it he's like, well, you just pull him down and do that. He goes out and he was like,
well, what he didn't tell me was it's steel. I mean, which he did tell me, but he's like, it's just a different way of covering it.
That's why
I liked it better because, a lot of people in that 1-3-1, that guy on the bottom has to run out and get both corners. Mm-hmm. And what Ricky said was he didn't have to go out and get none. Now it had the wing get in the corner and the wing, which would be pretty tough.
Yeah.
But there's not a burden on that bottom guy.
Yeah.
It was smart. I thought it was smart.
That's why he is what he is.
And I tried it in the next ball game and I called a timeout and the guy goes, that ain't working, coach.
Well, you got to keep doing it.
Yeah. We did it 3 times down the floor.
Can't say, yeah. They got to sell out to do it.
I didn't think it was bad. It did give open looks, but I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah.
They got to knock them down.
Yes. You're forcing the other team to make shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing career.
Yeah.
And Ace has still got another year. No, she's not graduating. Will be a senior this year when she comes back to school after summer. So congratulations to them, Chloe, and all the girls and seniors, they get to hang their jersey up. And some of the girls are 2-time state champs. Some of them are
3,
4-time state. Wow.
I think Ace is 3. So I don't know about I don't know about Jarrett.
Well, Ace played longer. I mean, she's played since 8th grade.
Yeah.
So she's played.
They didn't win it 2 years, I don't think.
Yeah. But maybe not her freshman year, then her 10th, and then this 11th grade year.
And I never really had no doubt. I'll just be honest with you.
No, and we want to be nice to other teams, and but man, when it's like 40, and I'm talking to people from other sports people from down that way, and I'm asking who's going to challenge these girls, and they give me a name, and it was that team they played, and I texted him halftime, and he said, I have no idea what's going on. The Spring Garden girls are just that good. They are.
Well, outside of,
it's obviously they're just that good.
Skyline played them better than anybody.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
they played them better than anybody.
They're always good,
and they lost by 13. Well, obviously
they're good. They got a
Bradley
good
County Central, but that's like a university.
No, that's the 25th team in the nation.
Oh, I've heard a lot of good things about them. That wasn't no shame in losing that.
No.
And I think that was the only game they lost.
It is.
Lost one last year, one this year. Two the year before.
Congrats to them on that, Coach Austin and his wife. She does her big part of
Ider won it.
Coach McDonald's part of that.
Yeah.
Draven, he's been helping this year, being around that too. So, wow.
I saw where Ider won it.
Yes.
Girl, and that's who put Sandrock out.
Yeah. Good. They're a good team. I've only seen them play once. They got a good team. They can shoot. They pass the ball well. They're smart on the floor. They're good. They got a good team. They got a good basketball team.
That shows you how good Sandrock was, because I think they only beat Sandrock by 12.
Yeah, it was 10 or 12. And they missed some shots later.
Yeah, in the game. Sandrock had some chances.
Could have got back in it, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's high school basketball is in a wrap. That'll do it. And hats off to all the seniors. And for girls and boys, you'll be going on playing softball and baseball now. We're kicking around some of that. We're going to try to do our media day with the players at the tournament Thursday, like we did last year. We'll grab them after the game and sit down with them for a few minutes and let them talk and see where they're at and how things are going. And, of course, they're all their projections and how the coach is feeling about their season and brag on some of the players and some kids that are working hard to get in the mix, that type of stuff. So new players that maybe we don't know about, you can brag on and bring those names up. So we like to let the coaches brag on his coach or her coaches that help. And I'm glad that Miss Ann's still around. Miss Welch, she's a very important part to the county for softball, and I'm glad to see she's still around doing it.
Now, this is not a dumb question. Who's coaching? Because I don't know if Garrett's not doing softball anymore.
Yeah, Mandy's doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And they have played well from stuff I've seen, pictures and stuff, scores put up. They beat Sandrock the other day.
Okay.
In a good game. So
Sweet.
They're playing, playing good right now. They're getting it together.
So Sandrock will probably be pretty good. So they got Josh Bates, right?
Yeah. He's
been
doing
Bates,
that forever.
Weaver, Ann,
Mm-hmm.
Bob Smith, and Mandy. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll as the weather permits now, it's supposed to be nice again tomorrow, but I think there's some rain moving back. So and the season's good. I think we're going to have a wet season. It was like Marcus's
played 9 games.
8th grade year. I think it was like Samuel Nim's 9th grade year. They're freshmen, like Dalton's senior year, maybe one of those years or junior. But anyway, we played like 8 games. I mean, we could not get – and the junior high they don't even make those up.
No, them poor kids.
So we didn't play many games at all.
Hey, I coached JV ball up at varsity JV in Somerville or Georgia. They'd come out and be like, you got 45 minutes to play this game.
Yeah.
And we're stopping it at 45 minutes.
No,
well, what if we're down by 1?
It don't matter. Game's over.
And I don't know if this is true, tie ball game. A guy told me one time when he was coaching that he had his team on a fast break and they blew the whistle and said, it's time to get off the court.
No, that's silly. No, I couldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that as a –
no.
I'd at least wait to see if they hit the shot.
Yeah, and then if they don't, okay, game. If they do, you win. So
next team that scores.
That's local news, and we'll try to get all that wrapped up for you Thursday. I'll shoot videos, and I'll probably get them edited Thursday. My busier days in the week is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so I'll try to get them up on YouTube and share them over probably Friday or Saturday or so. Dean, Los Angeles Lakers fall to the Nuggets 124-114 first off here, but LeBron James goes over 40,000 career points. He has scored 26 the night in their loss to the Nuggets.
Matt, I think I've changed my mind about LeBron.
Here we go. Whoa, wait a minute.
He may be the greatest, but now let me say why. He's 22 years. He's still averaging 26.
Well, here's something that Kevin Garnett brought out, and you don't know about this. You don't follow podcast on YouTube.
But we don't know that Michael Jordan wouldn't have done it had he played 22 years. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, of course he would. He won all the scoring titles. LeBron's only got like 1 scoring title. He's a passer of the ball naturally, firstly. But if you play for over 20 years, you're probably going to break some records. Also in a league where
I still don't think he's the greatest.
You go to the free throw line for just, if you just reach at a guy, you're going the foul line.
Okay, can I say this? He's been great longer than anybody.
Absolutely.
Okay.
No doubt about that. Nobody will argue that.
Yeah. I've never seen anything less ridiculous.
Kevin Garnett says that, which is not being covered by the mass media, and that's why you need to turn in right here and get a real sports show that'll tell you really what's being said. And, you could kind of assume that I don't want to just lay it all on the side of, well, LeBron has played so long because he uses, he has extra help, like growth hormones and special medicine that he takes, injectable things for his body.
But not illegal.
Yes, illegal.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but at some part of that, can we not just say, like, they're like, well, how does he still look like? Well, he's LeBron James.
Right.
He's a physical athlete.
He's still only 38.
That looks great, but they're saying like he looks better now than he did when he come into the league.
I understand that.
I mean, when you see him working out and he looks better now. That's not natural. It's people that work out that I've worked out. I know I don't look like it, but I've been working out, for more than 20 years. And I know people and I know things that people use, and I've seen everything from all over. He shouldn't look like that, really. I mean, you shouldn't look better. But again, I'm taking up for him a little bit. He is a abnormal athlete. He's not your normal 38-year-old.
Yeah. And kind of like Brady.
Well, no,
I mean, Brady
no.
wasn't normal.
Yeah, his ability, but not his physical.
Oh no, it's not his physique. No,
he just looked like a regular.
Oh, I know, but his ability.
LeBron don't. He looks like a
chiseled
piece of sculpture.
Adonis.
Yeah, you know, at
Greek
this age.
god.
And I don't know if the guys are just either they're just chipping with him or being funny with him, or you know what I'm saying?
Well, just don't.
They're just hating on him because there's a lot of people that just don't like him, and some people don't like him for his political views and things that he stands on. And they may pay some people that are saying those things about him because they don't like him. Does that make sense?
I'm just going, yeah, that does. But I'm a little bit bewildered by the fact that he's played so long and his scoring average hasn't changed. That blows my mind.
Well, he don't play a lot of games neither. You have to remember too, he's only played one full season his whole career.
Yeah, once he missed about 15, 20 a year.
At least every year. So you can be healthy. That's another thing. When he's not strenuating his body or, you know, these crazy, you know, like all the old guys like Barkley or Larry Birds or Patrick Ewings or Dominique Wilkins or Reggie Miller.
Well, they never miss games.
Clyde Drexler. Those guys played every game. They played 82 games a season.
Well, see, Bird and Magic Johnson, and which we know why Magic had to leave. But he wasn't as great as he was.
No,
Bird wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they're 13 years and they're done.
Larry had back problems, bad back
problems.
Yeah.
And 13 years,
a lot of guys
they tap out.
A lot of knee troubles.
And LeBron's not having any trouble.
Well, if you get stem cells shot into your knees every year, you're not going to have knee trouble.
Yeah. Well, he's done.
No. So he's taking advantage of the system, like the blood doping that Armstrong did. There's those kind of, LeBron's a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think he can have the best of the medicines that there is to offer? And if I was him, you don't think I would too? I want to play the game I love to play. I'm going to take the best vitamins. I'm going to have blood doping. I'm going to be taking the safest things that I could take for my heart and my kidneys. I don't want to stroke out, you know.
Well,
gosh, so I'm not judging him because if I was him and you want to play that sport at a high level,
yeah,
I would be doing it too. So I'm not sitting here judging him. I mean, wouldn't you?
Well, it just defies
if you're a pro
logic.
golfer and you want to continue to play golf like Tiger has, Tiger's had all these shots in his back and all this therapy, does special yoga class. I mean, he tries to keep his body where he can play because that car wreck hurt him pretty bad. But I ain't holding against him. Wow.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, guys, Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Tiger Woods, none of them were great at their sport for 22 years. It just defies logic.
It does.
It just defies logic. Something, I know I'm very close to saying something's not right.
Yeah, it's not. It's not normal for him to play.
It's very abnormal. I'm sorry. It's very abnormal. I mean, when a race car driver can't be this dominant this long, but LeBron James can.
Yeah, and
which race car driving's rough.
It is,
but you know,
it's not as rough as basketball these days.
Golf,
yeah.
Was Tiger even dominant for 13 years?
Yeah, pretty close.
I guess I am. Basically, I didn't mean to, but yeah, I'm saying something's not right.
Yeah,
he's averaging 20. Guys, he's nearly 40.
Yeah. Well,
something's not right.
So congrats to him on going over 40,000. And he's the guy, man. I mean, he's going to be one of the greatest to ever play the game.
I think he'll play 5 more. I mean, he's just a freak of nature.
He's trying to get out.
I'm not saying he's doing wrong. Something's not right, and that means he's just special.
But yes, and two, I'm taking it for him again. Is it seem abnormal? Yes. Well, he's an abnormal guy. I mean, he's a super athlete. We're talking about, Cam Newton's, Tim Tebow's, guys that are just very different from your Derrick Henry. Those are not normal people. Okay.
Did you read? I don't mean to go in a rabbit hole, but did you hear about Cam?
Yeah, let's talk about that. I did some more investigating. I found out more. I actually watched his podcast and he explained exactly what happened. So
made them guys mad, didn't he?
Well, here's the, do you know all the story or some? What have you
Let
heard?
me tell you what I've heard.
Yeah.
He just talked trash to them all weekend and they got mad and they all ended up in a fight.
Yes, that's true.
But that's what he does.
Yes, that's what guys do, period.
Well, I think he kind of goes overboard.
But y'all did all. I mean, your guys you played football with, I'm sure there's a fight at least once a week.
Yeah.
It's because you just.
Did they jump him? He didn't press charges. So he wasn't too mad at him.
No, he's not mad. He apologized. He said, I shouldn't have let anybody can have that control of me to get me angry because I am who I am, and I am in the spotlight. So I can't. That can't be because people are looking at me.
Yeah.
And he's a preacher's son.
Yeah.
So you already got double lights on you. Boy, that's the Christian way. Boy, he loves old Jesus. Look at, see what I'm saying?
Well,
there's people doing that, and that's not fair to Cam.
I read the article, and it sounded like it was just overkill on his part. It didn't sound like what he was saying was fair. It was minor. Say, hey, you want to bet on it? I put 100 on me. Put 100 on us today. Let's bet on it.
Yes. But, okay.
And it just got on their nerves, what it sounds like.
And he is that way. And he's braggadocious, and that's him. And I'm not a Cam Newton fan. People know I was going into the Super Bowl when he let off on that fumble. Done. But now with this case, here's the facts. This is his story. Now, first, when I first seen it, these two guys grab him. If y'all see it, you could find the video anywhere. And Cam handles these two men like they're children. Mm-hmm. What people need to remember is what I just said about LeBron. Cam is 6'6", 250. Mm-hmm. He is a Heisman winning quarterback.
Yeah.
He is a league MVP, rookie MVP. Mm-hmm. That's not normal. He's not just your average Joe walking around here.
No.
Did you know that if you can bench press 225, you're in 5% of the world. If you bench press 315, you're in 1%. And if you get close to 405, you're in a tiny, small percent.
What'd you say, 225?
Yeah.
How much?
5%. Most of the people cannot bench, but
I got 215 once.
Most people can't bench 150 pounds.
Well, no, I can't do it right now.
So what I'm saying is, before you jump on a guy, you need to know, and they should know. Now, here's the story. Those two guys coach with Cam. Uh-huh. They are from his company, were with his company, and they done this the week before. Uh-huh. They've done this before. The difference with this is somebody had a phone and hit the record button. So they grab him, they go to the fence. The guy in the white that you see comes outside. That's Robbie Ashford, was quarterback at Auburn. That wasn't somebody trying to sucker punch Cam. He was helping Cam.
No,
Robbie He was Ashford. Hitting the guy that was holding Cam. And they split them all up, and that's all it was. They were talking junk, and it got out of hand. Cam apologized. The other guy apologized. They were calling him out. They were saying, look, you're Atlanta golden boy. You golden passer ain't nothing. He ain't been nothing, and I can take him today and play in the game out here. Bring him out here on the field, and we'll throw 7-on-7. I'll win. I'll beat him.
Yeah, yeah.
No, you won't. What do you? Yeah, I know he busted. He didn't bust NFL. He failed kind of early to me in his career.
I think he's got. I mean this with all due respect. I think he's got some brain damage.
I think something's wrong with him.
I don't think it's major.
Something. He got hurt, and they didn't fix his arm right because just 1 year. Remember?
But you think something's wrong with his head?
Something's wrong, man. Yeah. I mean, just look how he played. He was just on this dude. He was on this rise, and he got hurt, and they tried to hide it for like a couple of games, like a month. And you could see they quit throwing him the ball, and he wouldn't run it like he used to.
Right.
Because you can't. That's what I said. When he comes out of Auburn, he's not going to make it in the league playing that kind of football. College is great. But when you're going to play pros and a bunch of 30-year-old men start cracking your head, he won't make it. And he didn't. So you notice his passing went away and then just went down, got rid of him, went to New England. Terrible. Just absolutely terrible. New England. Went back to Carolina, thought they'd give him another chance, and it was terrible. He couldn't even throw a 5-yard crossing route.
I think that, he got sacked a lot. And he went one time, it's like the refs aren't calling anything.
They wouldn't.
In my favor.
They didn't. But it's because of how he talks.
I know. Well, he got $1 million in clothes.
He's got a $10,000 hat that he wears.
And I think he didn't dive for that fumble. And I'm serious. I think that was something about his head. I think he thought, I'm going to dive down here and get this fumble, and this joker's going to dive, and he's going to crack me right in the head.
Yeah.
And I can't handle no more of that.
Well, hey man, look, I mean, is it worth your livelihood?
That's what I think. He said something about his ankle. I don't know why he just didn't come out and tell the truth.
Yeah.
Say, look, man,
he's maybe embarrassed by it because men are men. We're supposed to be tough in the locker room.
Yeah.
And he may feel embarrassed to say that. And it's not to me. If he would just come out and say, guys, I've been hitting the head so many times, I just didn't want to get down there and get.
But he hesitated. And I don't know. He didn't mean, hey, if I fumble, I'm not going for it.
Yeah, I know.
But his initial reaction was to hesitate to dive for that for some reason.
I hate that. I was pulling for him.
And a lot of people, it's lazy. He didn't care. And I don't think that was it. It's something to do with his.
Yeah.
Either his head. I think it was to do with his head.
Yeah. So that's since you brought that up, yeah, I'm glad you did. That's some news, and he settled it out. You can go type in Cam Newton on YouTube. He's got a podcast. Go to the last block. It's the last 20 minutes, and he's wearing his Machika hat. It's a guy from like South Dakota that makes these special hats, and because that hat never moved off his head. Did you notice that?
Yeah, he don't act the way he used to.
No. And he's got a bunch of kids now, and he's dad, and he's giving back to his community. I love that. He's back in Atlanta. He has these camps to bring highlight to kids. And that's what, we like to talk about kids right here in the county here too. And we like to go to games and see games, and I'll take some pictures sometimes. And I used to do a lot of reels and videos, and now we got more people in the county doing pictures and videos. None of that existed. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed doing it. So that's what Cam is giving back. That was what I felt like I could give back to my county, and he's giving back to his community playing these camps. So, and they got an argument, and guys are guys, and that's it, man. It's not a big deal.
Nah.
He said he's glad that it didn't turn into something, because a lot of these areas, where they're at.
Oh, yeah.
If somebody goes to the car, you know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
If somebody goes to the car, he said, I could have died. He said, what's going to happen to my 12 kids?
Yeah.
Then what are they going to do? Because we're just bad or are fussing about, it's not worth it. So he's trying to say, kids, look at what I did. I made a mistake. And everything you've worked for and everything you did, gone. Because somebody pulled and said, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's over. Your life is over. Because in Atlanta, man,
and Birmingham's just gotten awful. I won't get off into that, but Birmingham's just gotten beyond awful.
You temper where it just changes your whole life.
No, I mean, everybody has temper tantrums, and most people, and it hurts them in some way. But like you, don't get to the point to where it just destroys your life.
No.
Just
I hate that, it turned out, but everybody's.
But another thing now, and I'll move
Keep
on
going.
after this. Just, if you tease somebody, tease them, but let up a little bit.
Well, I just ain't their style.
And especially when he knows it's bothering them.
Well, that's when for me, that's when I get going harder.
See, I've never, which we got a friend.
If I know it's bothering him.
He will remain nameless on here. If he knows he's getting to you, he keep it up for years. Years.
He'll never let it live down.
No, he still jokes with me about something that he joked with me back 4 years ago. He's joking with me today.
Pay back in. You get out of this game, you got to buy another ticket. When you go out, I mean, it's you're gonna have to buy another ticket. You cannot stay in the game.
Yeah,
you do what you want to, but you're gonna buy a new ticket. Just he'll hold it forever.
Ever. But
it's funny.
I mean, it is funny.
It's funny, but he likes the rev that he gets out of you.
Yeah, because after about the 13th time, I'm like, dude, shut up! I'm not getting out of here.
And if you don't react to it, he won't say nothing about it more. But that's what he likes to do. But I'm glad that did not turn into somebody getting shot or hurt badly. That's definitely good news. So other news, Dean, spring baseball, as we mentioned earlier, is in the air. Time change will be a week from today. San Francisco Giants new head coach, Bob Melvin,
played there.
He says that when the season starts, that his players will come out of the dugout and they will stand for the national anthem. That previous coach in the San Francisco Woke area, that's not how it's going to go down here no more. You're going to come out of the dugout and you're going to stand for the national anthem, because we're all going to be together. Like you say, we're all together, and we're going to play baseball for our fans and for everybody.
Yeah.
And this is how we start the game. And we're going to all stand up out here like normal men. And that's the end of it. No press conferences. Don't come ask me about it later. That's just how it is.
Did you know that baseball fires their coaches less than the other two major sports? They have a longevity of being the head coach.
Well, I can see that.
They give them more. It seems like that. Now, football, they don't give them. You're done.
They play so many games, I think.
Maybe, and they don't. They give them a chance.
Yeah. So that's spring baseball stuff, and I'll have scores as things are going on, and I think they've already had some pitching camps and that type of stuff. And NASCAR did, kick off last week with the Daytona 500, and So that type of stuff's still going. Like I said, when we come on, this is it's kind of dark area.
Yeah.
We're not quite spring football yet. Local basketball's done. Softball, baseball's getting in the groove of things, starting to figure out where's who and who's what. And it's just kind of the part of the season. We'll talk about news like that, deal with Cam Newton and stuff like that. Other news, recruiting news. This is interesting. College football stuff. Recruit Anton Coleman, a 4-star from Saraland, defensive lineman, junior at Saraland. He'll be going to be a senior when school starts back after summer.
He's a good athlete.
Yes. Well, he's a big 4-star guy. Auburn's had him locked in for a while. He flips yesterday. He's going to come to Bama and play with his ex-teammate.
Ryan Weeks.
Yes. He said, hey, man, come there and play. Be defense down here. Yeah.
Flip.
Just George Costanza, if he's got to do with the Yankees, he'll.
Oh, George was great.
He keep them going.
What did he go down there and tell the guys that teach the World Series winners how to hit one day?
Yes.
Yeah. And he's like, aren't you the guy that put us up in the Ramada Inn?
Those kind of suits kind of look flimsy. They're a real wool suit.
What killed me is the way people, they really listened to him. He didn't have a clue.
No.
I don't know. You mean just get on a kick? There'd be something him and Jerry discussed, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got him out there in those wool suits and they sweating to death.
And then
did somebody pass out or something in the game?
I'm sure it's not as easy. Kramer went in there and asked that guy to hit 2 home runs. He goes, you promised 2?
Oh, yeah.
Who promises 2?
The kid was sick in the hospital.
Yeah.
Trying to get that frame back. So that's some college news kicking around.
He hit one inside the park and the boy wouldn't accept it. Remember?
Oh, yes. That
he
don't
had
count.
to take it from him.
That don't count.
Because they called it an error on the
Here's
outfielder or throwing error.
Let's see here. Let's go look over here on Twitter and show you this.
And not to get into baseball, but I think the Braves are going to be pretty good again this year.
Yes. Yeah, we'll give scores and stuff.
Maybe they'll win it.
These are some new and upcoming stars visiting from this first week of March at Alabama. Caleb Cunningham, year 25. He's a 5-star wide receiver. Duke Johnson, a top 50 athlete, 4-star guy. And, of course, the Womack kid, class of 26, 4-star. He's a corner. And one of your top 100 quarterbacks is Halayman Casuga, Cascuga, class 26. And, of course, Juju Lewis will be visiting this week. He's, of course, our loyal, faithful Jeff Anderson around that way, quarterback.
I bet my left arm that Juju don't go to USC.
I just don't see it personally. Here's I don't.
I don't think so.
This is
I don't.
2024 SEC football. The odds to win the SEC. You can see here plus 185, Georgia, Texas plus 300, Ole Miss plus 650, Alabama plus 950, LSU at number 5 plus 950. And then the list goes on. Favored to win the SEC from 6 through 16 teams now, Dean, since we have Texas and Oklahoma.
Who's last, Andy?
Tennessee, Missouri, A&M, Oklahoma, Auburn at 10, rounded out. Kentucky right outside the top 10, South Carolina, Florida, Arkansas, Mississippi State, and poor Vanderbilt.
Who's going to be the team on there that makes fools out of them? I'm talking about not does good, doesn't do good, or does great. There'll be somebody. I'm thinking it's going to be maybe Kentucky.
I'm going to say Tennessee.
You
don't
think they'll do well?
I think they're going to do better than they think.
Oh, yeah. Well, they got them 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would buy that. I think Tennessee, maybe Kentucky.
I'm going to say
South Carolina's probably not going to be bad.
Don't get too hyped up. I can't call it now. It's too early. But I know what Texas did last year. You know where I'm going with this. Let's just be easy right now.
Yeah.
They're coming to a new conference. Sark does know the conference. He did coach here as an assistant. But, you're picking these guys to them or Georgia. Right now, pretty much what they're saying is Georgia will play Texas for the SEC championship because it's not East and West.
Texas lost a lot of firepower. Guys, they lost 2,500 yards receiving.
Now they added IB, and they think that's great. He was a second
But I
team.
don't think he's as good as Mitchell and that Worthy. I'm sorry, I just don't.
How could he be? Why would somebody think that he is? He's a second team All-American. He wanted All-American money, and the boosters at Bama said, "Well, you're not All-American."
I may be completely wrong, and
I'm
I don't
sure
think
you're-
Nablack's as good as that Sanders that played there
No.
last year.
I don't either. And we're normally we're Bama fans, but I'm just going to tell you the truth. No, I think those guys at Texas are better.
Yes. I mean, they're talking about Mitchell going high. AD Mitchell going high in the draft, and I'm sure Worthy. They could have came back. That's the only reason Bond and them left.
Yeah.
They wanted to play for Ewers, I guess. I mean, nothing against Milroe. Ewers probably does throw better than Milroe. They throw more.
Well, and so how Manning's going to be. Now, this one was interesting. The new quarterback's coming in. Bryce Underwood, LSU, we talked about him last year. He was going to be a big take on as quarterback. We talked about him last week. Now, this George, McIntyre. McIntyre.
Spell that again.
These names? Where are these people from?
Where to spell that one more
Where's he
time?
from? Poland?
Let me see.
McIntyre.
Mac. McIntyre?
There you go.
McIntyre. I guess.
McIntyre.
I don't know.
Polish.
Irish.
He's supposed to be headed to Tennessee. And then Ohio State, of course, got the St. Clair kid. And Juju Lewis, we just talked about him, headed to USC.
Juju.
Maybe. I don't think he is. He may be a lock for Bama.
I don't think he is.
And the one we talked about earlier, I think Juju and Knight is supposed to be, he's the 8th overall quarterback at Notre Dame. He's supposed to be going to Notre Dame.
I'm looking at something here.
I've been told by people that follow Alabama close that Knight is not a lock for Notre Dame, that he has
Really?
connections with DeBoer.
DeBoer.
He has connections with him. Okay. And their new coach.
What do you
And then the last one there is, of course, the Russell kid that's supposed to be going to SMU.
Well, that's the thing
I don't know
here.
much about him.
Here's the thing now you hear about kids. Well, they're going to Oklahoma, but it's doubtful, and they may be going to Nebraska.
Here's some
It
breaking
just
news.
don't make any sense.
This was earlier today. Georgia offensive lineman Chad
Lindbergh.
Lindbergh has entered the transfer portal. Former top ranked 200 pick. Played
Wow.
12 games this past season, leaving Georgia. And there it is, Dean. 81-74. He's holding it in the sky. Make sure you see him. Tennessee has got a good team, and that's the kid I talked about earlier. The Antonio Coleman flipping from Auburn, coming to Alabama. These are some local Warriors. I went by there the weight room the other day.
Uh-huh.
There's no days off at Cherokee County.
Yeah.
Their football team.
Uh-huh.
They're lifting weights.
Hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Music bumping.
Surely everybody started back now.
They are jumping.
Yeah.
Music is thumping. Coach Kelly's hitting the whistle. They are jumping benches in there. They are squatting 600 pounds. There's definitely no lack of try.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Coach Kelly is and Bunch. They're going to give it a good shot again this year.
They got Diamond back, right?
Yep. And boy, he looks good too.
Hey, Diamond.
Very mature kids. Tristan Brown.
They got Tristan back too?
Yeah. Dude, he was benching like, he can do like 400 pounds. It's like band squatting like 600 with the rubber bands on it.
I think I knew he had
Like
one
twice.
more year. They've got one more year, right?
Yeah. And Harbor, Caleb, and all that group.
Yeah, he's
Landon,
back. Wow.
Chestnut, they're getting big.
Landon.
Yeah.
Ransom?
Yeah.
He's got another year?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, see,
my
that's the junior class.
I did not know he had another
That
year.
was that last bunch of Derek's bunch. See, that they had about 2 or 3 different ages there, just a year apart, that played together. See,
So they'll be pretty good now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, I didn't realize they had that many returners.
the line's going to be a little different, but it's not going to be from lack of anything. So, news 5-star plus. 5-star plus. Now that means plus. Offensive tackle, the Sanders kid is narrowed his schools down to Clemson, Georgia, Ohio State, Bama, South Carolina, Tennessee. The NCAA is pausing. This is news now.
Nico coming to Bama. Nope, never mind.
Now this was the other day, but this is something definitely. I kind of had forgot about this. it is huge news, and we'll close this off here. That right there in itself, Dean. You know about Tennessee and what's going on in NCAA. I think most people do.
Right.
Everybody kind of knows what's going on. And we'll talk about some Bama coaches. He's got his staff locked in, and then we'll do some college basketball.
Oh, no, I'm not rushing you on
that. Virginia and Tennessee. NCAA is, we talked about moving the goalpost. NCAA is a joke, blah, 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 whatever.
Right.
Well, as reported of yesterday, they are pausing the investigation. So that right there tells me the NCAA is like, well, we have really backed ourselves in a corner here, Jim.
Nothing.
Well, they don't have nothing.
Right. There's something in my, sorry, man. I got
a hair hanging on
but it's hanging right over my eyelash. All right.
But that's news. Listen, that in itself. Let me play some Nostradamus here.
All right.
Usually it's Dean Adamus. He sets out the crystal ball for college basketball and football picks here. Let me tell you what college football is fixing to happen. Right. NCAA is fixing to go away, and Sankey and Patini from the Big Ten, they've already met.
Right.
And that's probably why they met. You're fixing to see some other league to where the NCAA is going to wind up going away. They're not going to have anything to do with football.
There's not going to be an NCAA.
Not for football. They will be for other sports.
I don't doubt that. I mean, I really don't.
Well, look what they're doing. There's no clue about what's going on. This is news that we're talking about happened yesterday, the day before. NCAA pausing their investigation on this NIL crap, that you can't do this and you can't do that after Tennessee had done these, whatever. Right. They were in the rules, and then they changed the rules. NCAA did. Then they said, well, you broke the rules back in January, last year.
Yeah, I didn't like that anyway. I mean, you're going to really do that's like firing one person for one thing and leaving somebody in place that does the same thing.
So there's going to be a lot of big changes. Speaking of big changes, have you heard already? Check out Pate State. He'll be on probably here in the next 20 minutes. We'll be off here and we'll go watch him. He's the guy.
He is the man. Yeah. I don't think there's really any better.
CBS, 24/7 Sports, Josh Pate.
Wouldn't you think so?
Late Kick Show. We've been watching him before he was on 24/7 Sports.
Who could be better?
I don't know. I'm serious. If you want full-time coverage, he's on year-round. We are too. He's on 3 days a week. He's on like Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday or something. And he had a special coach thing he did with Kirby.
He just tells the facts and never offends anybody. He's not very offensive.
Not really. No, some people try to make him be because they try to see what kind of fan he is. They won't know who he's a fan of, and he won't never.
But I don't. Say. There are a lot of people. It's his delivery. He's just not. Even when he talks bad about a team, it's not. They're going to struggle this year. It's not real. You're not sitting there mad. It's not like Skip. Well, Kansas City's terrible.
That's 6-6, but the best they'd ever think they could do.
Yeah. See, he don't say anything.
Smart aleck about it.
No.
Well, he's let us know that because there's not this 12-team playoff is going to go this year, next year for sure. But what we do know is there's not a 26 lock. Media companies, ESPN, Fox, wants to know, well, what are we going to do in 26? Because we want to lay out they're wanting to lay out a media plan for college football. They want to do like a 5-year deal.
Right.
Because they can have it in writing, we can work it out and stop coming back to this every 2 years. So guess what they are? And I mentioned this last week and you was upset about it. It's up there again.
I know.
14 teams.
I saw it.
What are we doing?
Matt, what would that even – I saw it. I was very –
So what
you're right. It did bother me. I'm like, you got to be kidding.
Now, I've just about figured out how
you got to be kidding.
Me and Birch did it last year, how they're going to do. And we talked about it more last week, like number 5, would play 12, and 12 would be an at-large team. And the highest ranked 4, highest ranked conferences would have buys. Now, that don't mean, and me and Birch talked about it, we kind of assume that the top 4 will be the SEC, ACC, Big Ten, Big 12. Okay. Right. We assume that's how. Well, let's just say for giggles, let's say they're picking Georgia and Texas play for the SEC title. That's what they're saying, sort of. Well, let's say Georgia loses a game, and Georgia and Texas play each other during the season, right? Yeah,
Right.
and then say Texas loses a game to Georgia, then they're one loss. Georgia's undefeated. Well, then Texas blows one later to A&M.
Right.
And we'll say Bama did about what we thought they'd do. They're going to lose to Georgia and LSU, but maybe they beat Texas, but they don't play Texas this year.
Right.
So whoever's going to be ranked higher would come into this and be the highest two ranked. Georgia plays Texas for the SEC, and Texas upsets Georgia in a rematch for the SEC.
Right.
Now they were ranked 7. Now they beat Georgia, and Georgia say was 1 or 2. That don't mean they're going to jump up that high. Maybe they move them to 5.
Right.
So a team that's maybe 4 don't win their conference, and they come down. So the highest ranked conference team would at that time would be, we're just saying for just making up stuff. Say Texas sticks at 5 toward the end of the year, and they beat Georgia on a rematch.
Right. Right.
Well, number 5 then is the highest ranked SEC team. They're 5th. So you're going to see a poll for Texas to be 5 in the rankings, but when we're going to make out this playoff, well, they're just going to be the highest ranked SEC team. So they're going to be in your bracket. So they're going to get a bye. Well, then the team at 3 has lost some games, and they're not, because they're not going to be a conference champ. If this is how that happens, it may not pour out exactly that way. So what I'm saying is there's going to be some lower. It's going to be weird this year, guys. I don't think y'all really, a lot of people are not really clear on what's fixing to happen.
I don't understand. I'll be honest with you. I'm very confused. I'm happy, but I'm also confused.
There's some high ranked teams that are not going to get buys. That's what I'm telling you.
So they're going to have to play 3 games to win this championship.
Yeah, 4.
See, 4. See, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is my suggestion, which I know it won't be taken.
Notre Dame will never get a bye because they don't have a conference championship.
I think you throw all that stuff out, go back to the BCS, take the top 6, 1 and 2 get a bye, 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5.
And you know what? I'll give you even a simpler one.
I don't think top 8 ought to go. 7 and 8, more than likely. I'm going to go on and bet anybody here 7 and 8 don't win this thing any.
Never. They never will. That's not going to happen. We're wasting people's time.
Now, basketball's a little different.
Yes.
But that don't even happen much.
No, but stop making football basketball.
Right.
Stop it.
That's what it's going to turn into. It's going to be a 34 team.
Yes, it's going to be terrible.
Last all year.
Now, that's another thing. They're going to have to push another week for playoffs.
Which will push basketball another week.
Yeah. So that's why they went ahead and moved it this year, because they're getting ready for next year. It's going to be moved. So 25. So we're just going to anticipate that the championship is going to be in April this year, and 24 and 25. So it's coming
later in April.
Well, it could stay the same now because they moved it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They moved it back to April 8th.
So they're already compensating for what's fixing to happen.
What's fixing to happen? See, it's always been, and everybody knows this, the first week in April, maybe first Monday in April. Well, now all of a sudden, boom, it's the second week in April. Before we know, it's going to be April 22nd before we watch the NCAA championship for basketball. It's just.
Now, what about bowl games? Cotton, orange, rose, sugar. Those games will still be used because that first 5 plays 12. Okay?
Yeah.
The highest ranked team. 5 was Florida State. Georgia.
Florida State.
Or is it Georgia?
No,
it was Georgia.
Georgia was 5.
Georgia's 5. Florida State 6. Okay, Georgia played Tulane. I think that's who we said was 12 last year. It will be played at Georgia because they're ranked higher. 6 plays 11, host number 6. 7 plays 10, 7 host. See, so these playoff games are going to be home games. Okay, so it's better to be at that higher rank. But just because, here's what's going to get weird. This is going to happen. Yeah, I don't think people understand how this. Dude, I had to really dig down and just. It was like doing trig or something. Like I had to go back and look at the formula. So, like I said earlier, and we'll move on. You may have a 7th ranked Texas team that wins the SEC with 2 losses, but because they won the conference, They're the highest ranked for the SEC.
Right.
So they're going to get a bye. So it's not 1 through necessarily 1 through 4 on the AP poll. You're going to see Texas 7. This is all hypothetical. Texas 7, 9, 10, 11, 9 and 2. So they still got, say, 2 more games or 8 and 2. Okay. But on the bracket over here, they'll be one of the top 4 because they're going to get a bye because they're conference champs. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
One poll is going to have them here. So how can a number 8 team, what if they're an 8th ranked or 9th ranked team, how could they get a bye? Well, because they're the highest ranked conference champion. What if a Big 12 team comes in, Texas Tech wins it, and they've lost 3 games?
Yeah.
But they won their conference.
See, I think you ought to forget all that. I'm telling you, this 16 model.
I tell you what they need to do.
I love the 16
What's
model.
wrong with second place is the first place loser, 1 play 2. Just to give me the 2 best teams and play for it. Let all the other bowl games sort those out. You get a nice pocket watch. You get a nice little. All the players get a nice check.
1 and 2 by the final rankings.
Yeah. Then the other bowl games, all the kids get a nice $50,000 check.
So you're thinking we need to go back to the old days.
Yeah, I mean, well, it ain't fair.
Well, see, if they
Auburn didn't make it in that, I know they got cheated.
Yeah, a lot of that's.
But I think here's why I think it would work now. We got a lot more common sense thinking in some aspects, not all. We got media. We got people like us that cover this. There's more talk. There's more news. It's not just ESPN.
Oh, no.
Fighting for a news spot. We're not fighting for a spot. Like what Pate said, we're not fighting for anybody. We're not competing with any other sports show. You can watch us now or you can watch us tomorrow. If you want to watch Josh Pate come on live here in a few minutes, you can turn us off, go watch him live, and come back and watch the rest of this. This ain't the old Pawpaw's TV. So these teams that are how they're going to be ranked, and now they're going to do 14.
I know. Well, here's what I don't understand.
So it's going to be very different.
If you got an 8-team playoff, you're interfering with 7 different bowl venues. If you got a 16, you're only messing over or interfering with 5. 4-team, you're messing with 3. Why don't we do what we don't want to get rid of all these other bowls and only 2 bowls be the Blue Bonnet? No, I'm good. Blue Bonnet and the dang New York Yankee Bowl up there. Don't nobody want to go. You want to see some kids drop out. You wait till this year.
Well, wait, they're going to have to put contracts on what's going to happen.
I'm talking about with these 12 teams. There ain't nobody that's 16.
If you opt out, you don't get your NIL money.
No.
That's what's coming. Lane Kiffin's done called it.
He's smart about that stuff. He really is.
He is, dude. He was in the NFL as a kid. He ran around locker rooms with his daddy when they was at the Raiders back in the day. Lane Kiffin's highly intelligent.
I wish they wouldn't even do the 8. I'm telling you guys.
No, I don't either.
I'm going to be Nostradamus again. Dina-damus. No 8. I'd say by the time I'm 60, that's 9 years. No number 8 has ever won this championship.
No.
I'll be close to drawing some kind of check before.
Let's see, 5. Okay, I guess now 5's going to play 14. 6 is going to play 11. 7's going to play 10.
Now, 14 can beat 5.
8's going to play 9. So we're going to have 8 and 9, and then 6 and 7. So a number 8. Now, and by how this goes out, what you just said, a number 8 would also be not a home team. Because they're going to have to travel to the higher ranked team.
What's going to end up happening? They're going to put so many teams in it. Some of these teams going to have to play 4 or 5 extra games after their regular season.
Yeah, 4 games more to be a champ.
Let's just have a state playoff like Alabama.
So that runs into things like depth. That's what we talked about last week. The teams that's going to win this, and what I mentioned last week about Oregon, and they have the Civil War game early against Oregon State, that's fine. Yeah, but what's going to happen when Texas plays A&M the last game of the season? Watch that game. Circle it.
There's going to be some upsets there.
October 13th, remember? Ohio State goes to Oregon. That's right in the nasty part of the season. So that's a talk about the 14-team playoff. It's coming, and we're going to see more. WWE has signed that $5 billion deal to go to Netflix for Monday Night Raw, and SmackDown will move to USA. That's already happening. Peacock, Paramount Plus, Hulu, those brands, Apple TV, are going to pick up on these college games. Don't be surprised, guys. Don't be surprised in 2026 if the national championship game is not on Netflix, for example. And you better have a paid subscription and the internet to watch
Everybody be going to one house.
Well, everybody has net.
What we're going to have to do is just like have watch parties in a local gym like they do for.
Well, 8 out of 10 people have Netflix anyway.
Well, that's true.
Most people have internet at their house and have Netflix or have it on their phone or something. So that is coming. Don't be surprised. National championship game will be by that time. I guess it'll be back to New Orleans. Sugar Bowl 2026.
Yeah.
Netflix special. If you want to watch it, you have to be in there. I'm telling you, it's coming. I'm telling you. Guys, this is the new way. You're watching us right here on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Who's to say it's not a? Who's to say it's not a YouTube special? YouTube TV is huge. You don't think those guys? Google owns YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who's to say they can't go out and buy the national championship? Hey, we'll give you guys $200 million. Split it between the schools. Both winners, $100 million apiece. But we're going to have the game on YouTube. And the marketing can sell it because the watchers, the views that'll be on that game, the eyes they'll have. Dude, how many times? What I tell you when Vegas WWE when The Rock come out and had a press conference in Vegas, 250 million. They had 25,000 people live at one time watching this for a wrestling press conference.
A wrestling press conference.
25,000 just at once. Over the time they had 250 million.
Watched a wrestling press conference.
Press conference where The Rock slapped Cody
Rhodes. Well,
Rhodes.
they knew that there was going to be some drama because they do. You know, boxing does that.
Used to.
Do they not do that at all?
No.
What's going on? That sport's died.
Tyson's tried to help it, and he's too smoked out. He's got to quit eating mushrooms, but he's got great ideas how to fix boxing. His name could.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yes, definitely.
Don't be surprised. 2026. Write it down. 2026 National Championship game on Netflix. I'm telling you, it's coming. There's not going to be no more TV.
That's almost disgusting to me.
Dish Network, Direct TV, it's over. Who wants to pay $200 a month for TV? Why?
And Netflix does have good documentaries. But come on, the national championship game live on Netflix. That's just weird.
It's going to happen.
Oh, I believe you 100%.
Or Paramount.
I think I would like it better to be on Paramount.
Okay, it'll be on there.
I don't know why. It just sounds weird being on Netflix.
Peacock, Hulu, Apple TV.
I can see that for sure.
Dude, it's coming. It's coming.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about these coaches.
Yes.
We got off on that. That was interesting.
Well, that's things that are going to happen. And that's 14-team playoff in 2026. They don't have a plan, and they're talking about it. This 12 teams only going to last this season and next.
One season.
This year and next. That's all they got.
Is there any chance in this that they just go back to 8?
No, they'll never go back. You have opened.
So once you've done that,
Pandora's box.
Can they keep it at 12?
They may.
Okay, let's just pray and hope they do that.
It's not going to.
13 and 14.
I think they're not going to stop.
I would be proud of finishing 13 or 14th in the country, but they don't deserve the shot at this. I'm sorry.
Personally, I think they're not going to stop till 16. I think that's what the ultimate.
Sweet 16.
If they want to do that, let's just vote that in 26 and let's just get it over. Just rip the band. I'm going to rip the Band-Aid. Yo! All at once. I'm not the
one place.
Off, Mom. God, my hair's this.
Well, if you do that, you got to limit the season.
Oh yeah, schedule's going to change.
I mean, you can't play no more than 11 ball games.
Well, it's going to be August 20th.
Yeah, they're going to be kids dying out there on the field.
You're going to August the 20th. You'll kick, and you won't finish till
January
the 20th. Bum. Super stupid. Here I am to save the day.
They're going to lose some players over it. I know y'all think that's crazy, but they're going to be somebody like, no, I'll just play baseball or something. Doing that.
Oh, they're going to make their money. They're going to get paid. Baseball don't pay
that's
money.
True.
Kellen DeBoer, this is Alabama coaches, locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Your names. A lot of people don't know who the coaches are at Alabama.
No, I have no idea.
And there's a lot of people don't know. And I watch these podcasts every day, and I keep up with it. Nick Sheridan's going to be calling your offense.
I have no idea who he is.
Jamarcus Shepard is a new guy that they've added.
Okay.
Robert Gillespie.
I've heard of him. Now, he's good.
Yes.
He was there before, right? Wasn't he the only one he kept?
I think so.
Or one of two. Gillespie.
Chris Kavlicek, Brian Ellis, Christian Robinson, Freddie Roach.
He kept it. Roach and Gillespie.
Marcis Lundquist, Colin Hitchcler, and, of course, Womack from South Alabama. Now, the Jamarcus Shepard.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not Nick Sheridan's your offensive coach. Okay, so main names are
Right.
Nick Sheridan's calling offense. He's come from within.
Mm-hmm.
He is a
That name sounds familiar.
Michigan guy. Okay,
Uh-huh.
the guy. If you watch Craning Company, David, that does the show with him, the tall, skinny guy with the hair combed back. He played at Michigan under Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
He was part of this. So David said he's great. He says Alabama, his wife went to school at Alabama, his wife,
Mm-hmm.
Dave's wife, and his daddy-in-law did too. And they're saying
He's
big sale. Don't freak out, Bama fans. Don't. He's good with the quarterbacks. He knows the plays.
Name sounds familiar.
So don't freak out. Now, those are your names for your coaches. And also, with practice kicking off already, we've got some practice kicking off for spring football.
11 coaches.
Difference this year. He's open to the media at Alabama now.
Mm-hmm.
You can come and cover. Nick did like zero.
Really?
Yeah, no way.
Oh, no. I only remember going to the practice down there when he had that one clinic you could go.
So now he's got times, not the whole practice, but he's got windows you can come, set up a camera, and see practice. And then he also has time slots for his coaches. Nick always believed in one voice. One guy's going to come out and talk, and it's going to be him. He'll tell how practice went, and he'll go about his day. He's open slots for Womack and Sheridan to talk. So, and they've already spoke to the third round podcast guys that's Dunaway and all them. Used to be News and Birmingham guys. And they've already been on their podcast, and I watched it, and it's very good, interesting. So it's going to be a little more open. And if you're planning on going to A-Day, they said you better get there 3 hours early.
I told you there was no point.
You better be there. They're going to kick at 3.
3 hours early.
You better be on campus at 12 o'clock.
We was rolling up there about 45 minutes or an hour before it started.
Yeah, we could get there an hour before and have, walk in and sit down.
Decent seat.
Be decent. So.
And the only reason there was a big crowd there last year is because we knew quarterback, because of Milroe and Simpson.
People want to see Milroe.
Yeah.
And some of the new guys like Pope and them, which is left, we want to see them. I wanted to see Jam, which he's left too. We want to see some of them guys.
Jam did?
Roy Dale, sorry.
Okay. Yes.
We want to see Roy Dale play.
Florida State, right?
Yeah. So it's going to be a little different. So
I don't think Roy Dale left by choice.
Change is not bad, Dean.
No, it's not always.
So let's don't just.
It's not always.
They're picked to be a 9.5 win team. I say they'll win 9 games, and we're going to start doing schedules in the next couple of weeks.
Most people are calling
spring football's here. So.
Well, their schedule's tough,
and we're going to do local schedules too.
Yeah,
teams around here because they are all had realignment. So every 2 years it's been 2 years since we done this. We did a big spiel during one summer for probably that first year we did, but see COVID happened. And then 21, we had realignment. Where Cedar Bluff, 20.
20.
Was it 20? That's when Marcus didn't play. They went 2A. We had to play 5. His June 10th and 11th grade year.
10th and 11th. No, then 12th grade.
It should be 19 and 20. So
21, they were in.
That was 1A. Yeah, they'd went back.
What year did Marcus finish?
21.
21, okay.
So Jacob was 22. God, they already been out of school that long.
Yeah, I know.
That crazy?
Jacob looks like a grown man. Well, I guess he is.
He is. I see my days. Got a little mustache. Oh, it's crazy. This kid's growing up.
Yeah, huge. I mean, huge.
Luke. See Luke.
I'm not talking about nothing. He's not fat. He's just a big guy.
He's a big guy. Well, Chris is big.
Yeah.
Seen Luke too, and all these kids we see. We hope everybody's doing good, and thank y'all for coming by the show. And 225, and
I got
news and stuff. News and stuff around the land, and we got some stuff to talk about. We're always going to have something to talk about. We always find something. to talk
there's
about.
Plenty of stuff.
There's some stuff. Now we ain't going to have, but we're fixing to start doing schedules.
Yeah,
so y'all are fixing to have some good times. We're going to do SEC local people. Football schedules. Who's playing who? These new regions. And wait a minute, Alexandria and Cherokee County's locked up again.
I know.
Old school.
Alexandria is struggling right now, but they could turn it around
Coach
quick.
Ginn they'll do fine.
Yeah.
Cedar Bluff, Sandrock. It's a region game again.
Wow.
They're in the same region again.
That's been a long time since they've played. No,
for a region.
For a region.
It has
I don't
been a
mean it's
while.
been a long
it's
time
been a
since
while.
they played.
I mean, they've been 2A for a long time. So college basketball.
Very long time.
I can't remember. I don't know if Marcus ever played for a.
I think somebody told me Sandrock has not been 1A since 89.
That can't be right.
I'm serious. Somebody told me that.
No,
89 or 90.
I don't think that's right. They were 1A. No, I graduated 96.
Were they not 2A?
No.
I think it stayed a rivalry, but they were 2A.
No.
I
Probably 99.
I was told that, I swear.
Maybe 09 is when they went, because they went probably 2A in 09. And then, when did Jack away?
He started there in 85, 3, left in 14 or something.
Okay. They were all 1A through those times.
Or
I don't think he
coached
ever
through 14.
I don't think he ever coached. I don't think they were 2A when he was coaching. Please let us know. If I'm pretty sure I don't remember him being a 2A coach.
I don't know.
2A coach of the year, I don't know.
I don't know. He
was
coached so
1A.
long. Won
Now, they went 3A.
250 ball games.
They went 3A for a while, and that's what hurt them. That happened after he left. They may have been 2A his last few years. So they may have
I
went
think they were.
probably 2010 or so. But anyway, there's some rivals back around the county, and there's some going away. Sid Bluff and Gillsville not even playing.
Yeah.
Battle of Highway 68 is not happening this year.
No, first time in a long time. But
I don't know when. It's been in the 40s.
I don't see the point of it, really.
Well, it's rival game.
Yeah. I mean, if with Gillsville being the 1A and the Cedar Bluff bumping up to 2,
Like Texas and A&M coming back together. Those rivals can't.
I like that coming back together.
Yeah, you don't want to lose those games. I don't want Cedar Bluff and Gillsville to go away. It means too much to the county.
Right.
To the area. That area of stretch of the road. It's bragging rights, 365 days.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to see it go away. I don't care if one's 1A, one's 7A, which ain't never going to happen. They're going to wind up putting all these schools together in the next 10 years.
Yeah. Y'all get ready for that, especially them two. That's happening.
Cedar Bluff's got the land.
Now, people can fight it.
All the way down past your house, across the road
It's
there.
going to happen.
They got the land.
No,
when the state comes in and says we can build a school right here, that can be an elementary. We use the high school for middle and high. It's a done deal. And there'll be let's see.
I had somebody argue me.
How many kids at Gillsville School? 400, five. Say 5.
What's 13 grades? I'd say 4.
Okay. Say Bluff's got 800. So say Gill's got 5 and so 8. So it'll be 15. That'd be a Piedmont 3A then. That'd be a 3A. A bigger 3A.
I've asked somebody.
And they would have to play 5 and
Sylvania. Oh, yeah, it's going to happen. I mean, it may be 15 years.
But now 5 of them may be after coach. I mean,
if I live I'll put it like this. If we live to meet to the life expectancy, which is 77 or 78, there will be no Gillsville and Cedar Bluff. They'll be combined.
Yeah.
Okay. But somebody will argue me one time, said, you can't do that to them Gillsville kids. I'm like, it's only 5 more miles.
Yeah, it's the bus routes.
It's the bus route. They're going to have it tough.
They'll figure it out by then. We'll have electric buses by then. We may be able to beam me up, Scotty, from your house to the school.
And I don't think Sandrock will ever combine, and I don't think Spring Garden will ever combine.
No, they'll have
anybody.
They'd have to move county lines for Spring Garden, and that's not going to happen. Yeah. The state to change the county line. That's not going to happen. Now, Dane.
That's just our opinion.
Tennessee. Yeah, we're just running off the mouth. Tennessee decided that they were just going to go to Tuscaloosa and make Alabama choke down a double cheese with bacon and lettuce and tomato and onion and just shove it down their throat on game day.
Yeah.
All the kids there, all the white suits, white hard hats. Reese Davis is there. They're all there. It's a big deal. Tuscaloosa is ramming and rocking the welcome in the Vols, and they're going to win this game. Well, the refs didn't help at all. There were some questionable calls that did not favor Bama. Not all night. They're just not going to play defense. So
Well,
what did you? I watched the first half and some of the third, and I just got disgusted.
well, they both just shot. I mean, neither one of them shot. They both shot 30% from three, 30, not in the high 30s. They both shot 35, 36 from the field. They've shot, there were 77 threes in that ball game. Come on, guys. 77?
No.
Not by one team. Alabama shot 40. And no, Alabama shot 37. Tennessee shot 40. Oh, man. I mean, there's 130 shots and 77 of them's threes. Why?
Well, that's the game we play now. And that comeback you was talking about, how teams just can come.
Oh, I watched.
They were up. What was Bama up at one time? 10?
Yeah. Well, it's like, dude, Arkansas was up 10 late on Kentucky, and Kentucky hammered them.
There's no more time in the game. So, I mean, cutting down time is not going to fit. It's just how.
No, I suggested that. That's probably silly. But you could do the running clock at a certain point.
It's just how they play now. They come down and light it up.
Well,
you're either hitting if you don't, because look, if you don't hit, this. What happens when you miss? They get the rebound. You're not getting putbacks. Who's getting offensive boards is winning a game. Nobody does.
Yeah.
It seems like they shoot and miss. Tennessee ball down the other end. If they hit one, wham, well, it's 3-0 run. Then they're going 10-0 run. It's just 3 shots. It's 9-0 run.
Yeah.
You miss 3 shots, 9-0 run. You're down 10, might as well be. And you get a foul on one of them. And if you hit one of the free throws.
Well, let me ask you something. And I don't know. I'm thinking here. Why are they all okay? This is a great question, and only God can answer it. There is no answer for it. Why are they all getting hot at the end? I sat there and watched Pitt or Miami the other night nearly score 1/3 of the points they'd scored in 38 minutes.
Yeah.
In the last 2 minutes. Why?
Remember I told you that.
Why are these balls going in with 2 minutes left all of a sudden?
The Homewood game. I'd seen down there when I got down there that day.
It's just you got people shooting them and they're falling backwards. Their legs are split out. One's here and here. They're banking them in, and none of this goes on early in the last
5 minutes of the game.
And I think it's almost like a phenomenon.
Like they're loafing, you think? Load managing?
Well, North Carolina had a 13-point lead with 3 minutes left the other day. You know what they had with 1 minute left? A 1-point lead. Mississippi State hit a 3-pointer the other day on Kentucky to tie it up, and the guy had 2 guys on him, and I swear his legs were spread out when he shot it. Nothing but net. I don't get it. I don't get this game anymore.
It's just a shoot fest. 111 to 102.
It's like they relaxed.
Kentucky beat Arkansas. You talking about?
Yeah, beat them 100. Well, they beat Mississippi State 91-89 the other night. Great game.
Auburn over Mississippi State.
Auburn over Mississippi State.
78-63.
All right, top 10, just real fast. Duke beat Virginia 75-48. North Carolina still rolling 79-70. Iowa State beat UCF 60-52. Kansas has lost the most games they've lost in years. They lost to Baylor 74-82.
Yeah, they're 21-6 shows. They've got them down at 7 right now.
Yeah, well, they're fixing to drop them big time.
Out of 10.
Creighton hammered Marquette. Creighton's got a good program.
They do. I remember last year.
They're becoming the Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Which Gonzaga's still good, but Creighton's becoming the new Gonzaga. Tennessee, Matt's already said that, beat Alabama 81-74. UConn, number 3. And I won't apologize to everybody. I had them number 1. I didn't realize Creighton had beat them earlier.
Creighton and Auburn are 2 of the top trending teams right now.
Yeah.
Moved up a lot of fan points, trending points.
80-74. That was Purdue over Michigan State. And
Dayton, the worst trending team right now.
Number 1, Houston.
Yeah.
Beat Oklahoma 87-85.
24-3 right now.
So, Matt, I don't think that's going to change. I still think it's going to be Houston, Purdue, UConn, Tennessee. I think Arizona's going to move up. They did win pretty bad. They won 103-83 over Oregon. Arizona is going to be 5. Iowa State 6. Duke 7. This is just a prediction.
Marquette.
I think Marquette's going to drop to 10. I think Creighton's going to get in this top 10 with North Carolina. Illinois, I think Auburn's going to drop. Y'all do remember Auburn did lose that Wednesday or Tuesday to Tennessee. Baylor 13, Kentucky jump up to 14. I think Kansas is dropping all the way to 15.
Yeah, but they won yesterday. They beat Mississippi State.
Auburn did, yes.
Yeah, so their last game they won, they beat Mississippi State.
But they don't do it like that anymore. They take that whole week.
So they had a win and a loss.
They went 1-1, but they did lose to number 14.
Yeah, that ain't gonna hurt them.
They'll probably stay where they're at. I don't think they'd drop Marquette out for a loss to Creighton.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
No,
think so.
Kansas is done because they lost both games this week.
Yeah,
they're done for the week.
Auburn looking ahead. They got Missouri and Georgia coming up. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow.
Day after, yeah.
Yep, Tuesday, and then the 9th. I guess Thursday or Friday they'll play Georgia, and Georgia's 15-14.
Yeah, Georgia and actually has done better this year. They wanted a new coach. They didn't like their last one, and this one's come in. And
Alabama shows to be at 14. They'll play Florida, both 20-9. Be a big game. They're going to go to Florida, and then Arkansas is going to come to Tuscaloosa the 9th, and that's going to be the end of the. That shows just to be the end of the regular.
I don't know.
Where are they going to finish at here? Tennessee's going to win the SEC.
Well, I'm watching the games yesterday, and you know who they're talking about? It's got a good chance to win everything. Kentucky. They carried on about the 14th place team that's struggling on defense.
Tennessee's got South Carolina, and then they'll host Kentucky the 9th.
That's a big week.
The 9th.
Tennessee's got 2 tough ones left.
Yeah. I think that'll
be a week from yesterday.
That will be a good game. Purdue
and Alabama and Florida. I think they projected, Matt, that Florida, Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi State, South Carolina are probably definitely in.
Kentucky's got host Vandy, then they'll go to Tennessee next 2 games.
They should beat Vandy, which Vandy can sneak up on you and beat you. But they got to go to Tennessee.
Top teams here that last the 9th, man. So whatever you're doing that day, the 9th will be on what day?
Saturday.
6 more days be this coming weekend.
Yeah.
So look for next show. We'll go over all the big games. These big games will be because Kansas goes to Houston.
Right.
Number 1.
Don't be surprised if they upset them.
If they beat Houston, they'll be back in this. Okay. It won't be nothing I just wouldn't be surprised.
No, I wouldn't be shocked. Kansas is still good, guys.
Purdue, 80-74 Michigan State. They have Illinois the 5th, and they'll play the 10th at 11:30 on Fox. They'll play Wisconsin, which is they're not real good.
We're
just going through the top.
They've struggled
5 or 6 here. UConn has Marquette the 6th.
Big game.
That's a big game. 26-3 UConn against 22-7.
And this is the last week of the regular season for those of y'all that didn't know.
Yeah, Saturday will be.
This is it. And then the tournaments start the next weekend.
Arizona plays UCLA, and then they play USC.
I hadn't heard nothing out of. They're saying that LeBron's son's on a terrible team and he needs to transfer.
Not good. He's just not good. He's not a superstar.
No,
he's not his dad. Stop comparing him to his dad.
5.5 points a game. I don't know. And his daddy's 40 and still averaging 25.
Jordan's son wouldn't. No,
it happens.
Dude, we're talking about generational talent, people.
Okay, let me say something.
It's not like a Robert Horry. It was just a great player, played on a lot of good teams. Not like Robert Horry. I'm not knocking Robert Horry.
This guy is not his daddy, which is fine, by the way, because take me from having a really popular, very loved dad. I can go on record that it's okay if you're not just exactly like him.
No.
And this kid's not, guys.
No, his brother is. No, he's good.
He's not.
The little brother's coming.
Well, they made such a big deal about the balls.
Oh, yeah.
Alonzo, and they ended up, but one of those was fantastic.
Yeah, the middle one. He was really good.
Yeah, but they made such a big deal about the first one that you kind of like forget this second one. I don't want to hear nothing about it. Yeah. And he's really good.
Iowa State's still hanging in there. They host BYU, and then they'll play Kansas State. These are just some of the top 10 teams and where they're at. And, of course, everybody wants to know about Carolina, 79-70 over North Carolina State Wolfpack. Duke, North Carolina play number 9 and 10 right as of now.
Oh, yeah.
Then Notre Dame will finish out with North Carolina. And lastly,
Notre Dame
Duke will play NC State. That's the rival game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just being where it's at. But both 23-6 at the time, North Carolina and Duke. that's the game that I used to sit up and watch in 1990.
I
And,
don't
you
think
know,
it's as
I
big
remember
as-
sitting in the floor at the apartment over there. We lived over behind the country store and just couldn't wait for the game to come on.
I don't think it's as big as it was.
No, not in 1990.
Yeah.
Because you had stars on that, didn't it? Now, there's good players now, but it ain't like it was. We're talking about Grant Hills and Lakeners and Bobby Hurley's and man.
Right. Yeah.
Some
But
dudes.
it is still a good one. I don't know why. And my uncle probably forsake me over this, but I like North Carolina. I do. I'm not crazy about Duke.
Well, you're banned from Christmas dinner, and so
I don't care nothing about it. Never have.
Don't care about the Christmas dinner. I like Carolina. You hear me, old man?
The only time I liked Duke was when Jason Williams played there, or the one that made the comments about Caitlin Clark, which why he made those comments, I have no idea. He said she wasn't great.
Yeah, and then
I don't know why he would say that, because she didn't have a championship.
Swoops. She needs to read more before you go on the show and talk about a player. It'd be a good idea to know more about the player. Okay,
She's not very.
Well, she just don't. She's just saying what she feels at the moment, and she plays to how she looks, and she thinks that everybody else that looks like her agrees with her, and that's not true. She's being very foolish and naive. This called Clark out like, well, she had another year and she's older. No, that's a lie. That's not true. Well, she's played 40 more games.
She didn't.
No, that's not true. You're wrong. She said she's accusing this girl of playing more games and being older.
She's not.
No. Why would you go on live show and say that? How can you do?
She did. She said that.
Oh, yeah.
That she'd had an extra year.
Yeah. And then come back out and pretty much just took up for herself into saying, well, it's Black History Month and I need to, speak about my people. And well, that's great, but I don't know what this girl breaking the record has anything to do with, Black History Month. I don't see.
We've turned that into a black-white thing in this country, and I have no idea. That little crap that went on between Angel Reese and her, that was between them. That was just trash talking.
I know. We just talked about Cam getting in a fight because guys talk trash. Girls can talk. It's sports. You're going to talk junk.
They've
made it into something.
And I don't think nobody should have gone after this Reese girl over that either. It was just
leave it alone. Who cares? It's not a big deal. But,
and then she's a huge fan of that Caitlin Clark.
But that's what you need now to sell your show because you're owned by Disney. We are not. That's why you can come here and just watch. We're just going to talk about games and we'll give you some news and, and welcome your comments. And we're not always right. And we have opinions too. And are we wrong about stuff sometimes? Sure. But if I'm going to come on and make a point about LeBron James, I'd say, well, he's only averaged 20 his career. Well, then your people watching them go, he's an idiot. Turn it. No, you don't.
Well, I told you that stuff.
True.
Swopes, they hired her to be a coach, and she was a disaster. Yeah. They said she threw chairs.
I think she's a little butthurt still about
cried, and
I think she's still a little hurt about that.
The girls hated her. They're like,
oh,
gosh, if we got to hear one more speech when she breaks, you hate me. I mean, I'm serious. They said it was stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't. Just stay away from those type shows and get off ESPN. Come over here and watch us and Josh Pate, Crane & Company. Just sports news. We're just going to tell you like it is. And we're not trying to race bait. We don't even really talk about black and white stuff because we don't see a problem with black and white stuff. It's something that the media has created to do what they do. It's to entice people and to get people's blood pressure up so you'll come back and watch. Stop being baited.
How about this?
Just stop.
There's a big rise in people watching women's basketball because of a white girl named Caitlin Clark and a black girl named Angel Reese.
I love it.
Okay, one black, one white. Okay.
Well, it's any type of rise in female sports right now we should think is good, but it seems like they say that with one side of their mouth. On the other side of their mouth, they want men to compete with the girls. Right? So what are we doing? Now, I think this month is Women's History Month. So if we want to really celebrate women like we should and in their sports and what they do and how they dominate in their sport, celebrate the women. Stop letting guys compete with girls. Stop. Yeah. You're not celebrating women. You're pushing women back 100 years because they're losing ground in these to win championships, to be winners in classes from swimming or wrestling. You're telling me you're going to put a wrestling tights on a guy and let him go wrestle a girl. Are you serious? And you're saying that you're for women's rights. And we need to make sure women, the WNBA needs to be pushed up a little more in the front. Well, they're not going to because you keep putting guys in to play with girls and running, track, all these events. Don't say one thing and then you're saying this and then you say that. That tells me you don't know what you're talking about. You need to get away from those TV shows. We don't do that. Have we ever done that? No, I'm not. It's just stupid. It don't make no sense.
Well, I just don't know what the big deal is about this girl. Hey, she scored them. Give them to her.
Well, but her to come on the show and not, I mean, like say, well, Dale Earnhardt, I mean, he was okay, I guess. I mean, I'm just making crazy examples. You can have an opinion and say, Michael,
she's not great. She hasn't won one.
Well, you boy LeBron's, how many's he won?
He's won 4, but he didn't win any in college, but he didn't play.
He didn't play college.
He didn't play college, but there's all kinds of great players that didn't win one. I mean, she can't win the thing. She's not playing against the
and if chips only mean
skating rink over here.
No, and if chips only mean that you're great,
he won one. This guy won one.
The most one of the guys has won the most championships that's still not still playing, but most relevant guy, which I just said Robert Ory. You know what I mean? He's got like 7 or 8.
7, I think. I heard.
Yeah. So
Charles Barkley doesn't have any. Patrick Ewing doesn't have any.
They're better than Robert Ory.
Nobody's going to tell you that they're not great.
They're better. I like Robert. Now he's a Bama guy. I mean,
yeah, but he wasn't fantastic.
He played on a lot of good teams, and he did his part. He come off the bench and scored his points, and Robert Ory is a fantastic player. So we're saying that you can't always count chips, and just because Michael three-peated twice, that's just part of his legacy. But with the girl stuff, don't say that we're trying to celebrate women this Women's History Month and then allow guys in swoops. Be more educated before you go running your mouth about somebody. Just know. Don't go in there. Yeah, she had more time and she's done that. She said 2 or 3 different things. And I'm watching and I'm like, that's not true. And the other 3 guys on the couch are like, yeah. Somebody should have spoke up and said,
did they not know?
Well, they probably don't, because that's just kind of crap you get when you tune in to watch
no
this
more time
stuff.
To play. I mean, they might play a few more games now, but just can't go by that. How many games? She played 9 more games, and come on.
Stop trying to race bait people to get them to watch you. Don't do that. We don't need any division. It's already hard enough. Quit trying to make it harder. So that's enough of all that.
Yeah.
She needs to be educated. That's our point.
Yeah.
Know more about the girl before you go and cutting her knees out from under.
Yeah, she's
great. Maybe you don't like her. She did a little flop when the fan come down the court and got close to her, Clark.
Well, she can't do anything wrong.
She kind of flopped, and somebody, I don't like her. She never flopping. Made a big deal about that fan getting close to her. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. And talk about Dion. Dion's always been with the pretty hair and the gold chains, and he ain't about Jesus. Who are you to call him out? Why are you going to really question
he ain't doing drugs and chasing women.
You're going to question the man's salvation live on TV? Yeah. I will never question the man. I don't know his heart. Does he wear flashy chains and seems like he promotes material objects? Yes, but I'll give you a quote from somebody, and he'll remain nameless, a coach that was around here in the county at one time, and he said, sometimes when you want to get through to people, talking about, Christianity, sometimes you got to smoke a cigarette with them.
I like that.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't smoke, but, and I think that's always been Dion's persona, and he feels like he can relate. If he sits down in the living room and he is who he's always been, and he's going to wear the gold chains, and he pulls them out of us. He's got the gold whistle, and the 21, he's prime time. Did you ever see him play in college? Because I did.
Yeah, he was good. He one of the few that's had a mouth that backed it up.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Did it. Same day. Atlanta Falcons, fly up road, drive up road, play baseball game, steal bases, hit home run. So how he may do that so he can maybe relate. I don't know, but let's stop doing that stuff and stop liking on people's pages that do that stuff. Just stop doing it.
Yeah,
if you want to do salvation stuff and news
nobody's a Christian, don't you know that?
Yeah, hot topics, and you want to go over to my channel, and I post them about twice a week. I'll talk about that over there. I don't do it here, and that's why, because I don't. People's sports stuff.
Christian, look at him celebrating when he scored a touchdown.
What is that? Jesus don't like it.
And I said something about something one day. I said, quit calling somebody a Christian school because they come out there and hit you hard in a football game.
If we're going to do that and just don't play football, Jesus don't want you to hit nobody. What?
I'll remain nameless. It wasn't around here, but I was at a game one night with a Christian school and another school, and they were knocking their head off. And somebody said, I thought they was a Christian school. And I'm like, they've not done one thing. They've not done one thing.
Yeah, it happens.
That anybody should say they were not a Christian school.
Georgia.
I mean, they hit him and threw him down. This was in Georgia.
Yeah. Let's just all try to be better people and come over here and watch sports, and we ain't going to do all that other crap. And before we're going to talk about somebody like Swoops did, and just don't say if you don't know. Well, sometimes you may be misinformed. Maybe somebody told her that, and she went on live on TV, and she's going to go back and she come out and apologize. Said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut her down. I don't have nothing against the girl. She is great. She did come back and apologize. She may have been on right before they turned the camera on, and somebody said, well, you know, that girl had another year. She's like, really? The camera's on. Oh, well, you know, she had another year to get that. And then, you know, the person that told her is like, yeah, she did. And then the other 20 million people watching is going, no, that's not true.
Can I be completely honest with you? I was actually looking up stuff on things not to do when you coach kids, and she came up.
Oh, wow.
Cheryl Swopes asked to leave after, and I'm like, oh, huh?
And that's because she was a bad coach. Don't mean she can't have an opinion.
That don't mean she can become a good coach again.
Well, I would think so. All right, 2:26 daylight savings next week. Come back and we're going to change the clocks around. We'll talk about some of these college games that are going to be going down. Got several, probably about 5 really good games. 5 good games coming on Saturday. And then once that starts getting down, we're going to start doing schedule stuff. We're going to start getting into college football, SEC teams. We're going to go through every one of them, and then the local schedules, and we'll lead you right up to August to kickoff week. Come in, hang out with us. Rest of March, April, May, June, July. It's only 4 months. Only 4 months to go through that, really. And that's only 4 months, 4 shows, and we'll miss a show at July or something. So we'll have about 14 shows to do, 13. That's not a lot of shows. 13 weeks to do. Oh, crap. We're going to have 13 weeks to do 16 teams. That ain't going to work. Plus, we're going to do high school. We'll have to get on it.
That's a lot.
And we'll have to do double. We may do a team around here and a SEC team and a night or something. But anyway, Thursday at Spring Garden, we'll be out and be around, and y'all come by
Thursday.
Get an autograph. Locker Room Sports Talk, the best darn sports show going in North Alabama, live, bringing you coverage every week. We appreciate you guys, and we thank you. God be with you, and maybe carry an umbrella with you through the week. It's going to be a little more rainy.
Again.
All right. See y'all.
Peace out.